Aloha and happy Sunday, everyone. You got Aniela here. I am a coach with the Be With Your Twin Flame program. I hope you all are out there doing well during this hot summer. Folks, this is a question that we'd like to get cleared up for you because a lot of people are confused about it and they wonder about it. They ask, what is a trigger? On the Twin Flame journey, Aniela, what is a trigger and how do I stop it? So folks, when we're talking about a trigger on the Twin Flame journey, it typically is something that comes up, something you see, news about the Twin Flame someone is telling you about. It could be a song you hear. It could be just about anything really, because on the Twin Flame journey, the fear-based energy likes to get into everything and remind you everything, even though there's things about it that doesn't even involve the Twin Flame or, was before them or after them or whatever, has nothing to do with the Twin Flame, but it ends up being a trigger. And you see it, you hear it, sometimes you hear a song in a grocery store and it triggers you and you feel like you're literally falling apart, or you hit the ceiling in anger a lot of times, or you just are out of your mind, completely confused, disappointed, disillusioned. The list goes on, folks. A trigger will come and it's something seemingly random. A lot of times when we have friends, when we have mutual friends with our Twin Flame, they'll come out of the blue and our friends will just ask us something that just totally, quote unquote, triggers us. And we are sometimes barely holding it together. Sometimes we ask the questions as well. We go back, we want to dig more and find out more what they're telling us. Whatever it is, folks, triggers are there that show you what you need to balance. Now, a lot of people don't understand that at all, and that is fine. But the reason why I'm bringing that up is because there really is no way to stop a trigger until you start learning to identify your fear-based energy and what it's doing to trigger you in the first place. Folks, triggers are not fun. They are not fun. They're something that usually reminds you of something else. A lot of times the Twin Flame may have said something, did something, thought something, and projected that on you, and you just are like, oh my God, I don't know why this is happening. And it causes you a shit ton, that's right, a shit ton of grief, anger, sadness, tears, you name it. A lot of times, that's what the triggers do. But folks, on this journey, it is all about learning to identify that fear-based energy that causes you to be triggered in the first place, so you can use that to get to a better place. Now, when we are teaching our students how to recognize things, the one thing we cannot teach them to recognize is a quote-unquote trigger. It typically will come out of nowhere. We don't walk around going, this is my trigger, that is my trigger, even though they do make us feel like crap. Sometimes it's something knowingly that we know is going to make us feel like crap, but it's not something we consciously hold right in our sight, right here, right now. Triggers are things that happen upon you, usually out of nowhere. And that's why we call it a trigger. And what it does, folks, is it's something that's showing you what you need to balance. We talk about balance all the time on this journey, and most people don't even know what we mean, and that is fine. You're not meant to. What you're meant to do is find out exactly what the fear-based energy is so that you can learn how to balance. Folks, it's not bad news. It's always about how you look at things. Triggers cannot be stopped, quote unquote stopped, on this journey. It will always have something that will trigger you until, especially specific triggers, things that directly relate to the Twin Flame that maybe you just kind of forgot about, and then boom, one day you find yourself on the floor in tears. There will always be triggers until there aren't anymore, because you will find a way to learn how to balance this fear-based energy so that those typical triggers that come at you, sometimes you feel like it's happened to you 100 or 1,000 times, they won't be able to trigger you anymore. Again, folks, there will always be some kind of trigger, but that is why you have your soul in your back, literally watching you, to teach you how to balance this energy so that they don't trigger you anymore. Triggers are not a bad thing. They're not. There is no good or bad. They're not a bad thing. They are used by us on this journey to show us what we need specifically to balance. So never, never, never think, folks, you can't get there. That something that happens, that something that's going on will never be able to trigger you. I myself, on my journey, one of the biggest triggers I had was going to this concert right before the energies repelled and never being able to listen to my favorite artists again because it was so wrapped up in the fear-based energy. And I tell you, once I learned how to transmute that fear-based energy into love energy, and the first time I heard a song from this particular artist who happens to be one of my favorite artists, oh my gosh, that's what I remember. I knew, and I could just tell right there that those triggers were not going to happen for me anymore. If that's you, folks, and you're willing to take the time to learn about yourself, learn how to love yourself, to get those triggers to stop, you know what to do. Talk to one of our clarity coaches. Alrighty, folks, I hope you resonate with that. It's such a nice memory to bring it back and know that that will not ever trigger me again. Have a wonderful Sunday. We'll talk to you guys soon. Ahui ho and malama pono. Bye, everybody. Bye.